Welcome back, everyone, to Piney Plays a Stout Minstrel. We are killing orcs as instructed, where we need to defeat foe. Well, actually, not just orcs, but any type of foe. As we perform a check of some army movements, and this means killing things like archers, such as this guy right here. I think I'll emphasize that. That's a black Numenorian. First, from the back, I thought it might have been a Nernoth. But maybe I won't worry about killing those too much. I mean, we were in the same position for a while after all. But Black Numenorian Warrior, oh yeah, we definitely want to kill those. Those are definitely on the top of our list of people in Mordor we want dead. Now, let's see about that group of orcs coming all together. I'm approaching the basin now. There seems to be a great deal here still. Well, that's no surprise. I saw quite a number of enemies around here before, and many of them are still here. So I don't know why I'm supposed to find out that's new. But, oh, hold on. Something's in the area. Ooh, a spy! Ooh-hoo! Well, we have to take care of that. We don't want to have spies all around here, right? Yeah. Like I'm ever going to finish that quest. Now, where is that little area I'm supposed to head on to? That's always the tricky thing, is finding the exact area we're supposed to yeah, yeah, this away, this away, this away, a little bit away. A number of orcs and trolls lie here. What could have caused the infighting? Well, orcs and trolls, do they need an excuse? Let's go back to... Oh, Rogrim. Let's find him. I saw a number of bodies there. Looks like they fought amongst themselves.
Did you find the orcs and trolls I saw from the height?
How very like orcs, Pinevere. I do not doubt that they would pose more of a threat if they could work together, but their penchant for squabbling leaves them vulnerable to their own fellows. They are weak-minded creatures, and in the absence of Sauron, they do not know what to do. Still, we should not underestimate them, for they can pose a threat to us if in great enough numbers. Ah, that reminds me. Did you see Anath while you traveled? Not recently, no. I climbed up here with him, but he left shortly afterwards, and he's not returned. I hope he's all right.
I fear for Ugrukhôr.
Yes, did you speak with Anath of Ugrukhôr? As we traveled to Udon, he spoke to me of his ancestors, the Thandrim, and told me of their sad history. He holds in his heart the grief of their deaths, though most of them died more than 1,000 years ago. He desired to go to the fortress of Durthang, which was their watchpost, and reclaim it from any orcs that possess it. I thought they were courageous words, but as I look out at the dark skies over Gorgoroth, I wonder if there was a touch of the fool in them. Anath may be in the right, but he is one man only, and Durthang could be filled with orcs. Could? I think the term is almost certainly will be filled with orcs. Yes, you must find him, and if he still lives, and try to dissuade him from his course. Isn't that where Ugrukhôr the pit lives? Oh, good grief. I told you before, I desire wealth and treasure, and I do not understand those who seek anything else. This course of honor strikes me now as foolish to the extreme. The fortress of Thandrim is to the southeast of us. Right. Yeah, I think I could find Thandrim. I think I've seen it once or twice in my lifetime. Unfortunately. Ah, I found Anoth. He did go inside. Hello there, sir.
Careful, friend. I have already drawn the ire of the orcs.
I've already drawn their ire at defend this fortress, and they have sent a number of arrows my way. I returned the favor and slew 2 of their beasts from the great range. They're remaining watchful now. This was once Durthang, the fortress from which the Thandrim kept watch over Udun. It is called Durthang now, in mockery of its original name. See, Durthang, Durthang. Uh, I'm sorry, I'm not a linguist enough in order to know why one is mockery of the other. But anyway, perhaps I'll have to learn those languages at some point. That is another insult for me to avenge, and I will do it! I hope you mean them renaming it and not for me not knowing the reason for the difference. Would you hear the tale of the Thandrim? I would recount it to you so that you will know why I want Durthang taken from the orcs. The tale is emblazoned in my memory. It would be a simple matter for me to tell it to you, so well it is known to me. All right. This is going to be quite a tale. After the last alliance of men and elves defeated Sauron and razed his tower to the ground, a watch was placed on Golgoroth. The men of Gondor built many fortifications within Mordor, such as the towers at the Black Gate, the Shadow Guard of Ulst Dithir, and Durthang. For more than 1,000 years, the Thandri maintained the vigil on Mordor, but even the most important watchers must wane. Oh well, let's see. Yeah, there is that.
My tale begins more than 1,000 years ago, when the watch on Mordor had already begun to fail.
I have heard tales of the bravery of the Thandrim for all my life. They were shining a light on Gondor's goodness, blazing within the shadows of Mordor. See them now, where they stand, defiant and bold. I can see so clearly Pinevere. Durthang, the Black Shield, proud fortress of Thandrim. It has been assailed many times, but still it stands in defiance of Mordor. I see the features of the men whose names my family honors to this day. Banor the Steadfast, who never speaks falsely. Nanhan the Quick, a fighter of unmatched speed. And most clearly of all, Halanan, from whom I trace my lineage. We must not despair. That is the weapon of the enemy. In Gondor today, he is known by another name. The Survivor. 1 year before the fall of Durthang, assassins crept into the towers at the Morannon. Every man of Gondor within the Morannon was slain. Banor! Halanan! We're cut off from Gondor. No one can reach us. Then we are alone. The morale of the defenders flags with these tidings. I can imagine. King Erneo tries to send reinforcements to Durthang, but they cannot pass the Black Gate. The Thandrim do not know this, of course. They believe themselves abandoned. Food stores run low, and hundreds fall to starvation. There are distasteful rumors, but I believe them not. I have tarried over long in telling you my story. I will hasten the tale. I am a minstrel. Tales are my job. By the onset of winter, few among the Thandrim survive. That is when the forces of Mordor came again to Durthang. Up above, the flying beast returns. Aha! We have the grim Southron, and, of course, Ugrukhôr, captain of the pit. 3 only they are, but they are figures out of nightmares. 2 are beings we have come to know as the Nazgûl, the ringwraiths of Sauron. The 3rd may have been a man, once, when through the foul sorceries of the Master in the Dark Tower, he had become something else. He is Ugrukhôr, the captain of the pit. He comes now to Durthang with an offer. Well, if he's like the Ugrukhôr I know, he's gonna cheat you. Well, based on the fact, what is it you want, Ugrukhôr? State your business and go. Where are the rest of your men? This cannot be all that remain. There are more within the keep. What do you want? These men barely stand. Your supply of food is begone, or nearly so. I'm moved to pity. You're kidding me. You cannot think to hold this fortress any longer. Allow me to grant you this boon in recognition of your proud defiance. Surrender to me now. Ha! You're a fool if you think we will. I might come back in a day with the same offer. I might come back in a month or in a year. Will you still be alive to accept my offer then? Surrender to me now, and I will grant you safe passage back through the Black Gate. The fortress is lost. Grant me this place, and you need not perish in its defense. I know, something about this story sounds vaguely familiar. Should they have refused? Every man there knew Ugrukhôr for a liar. Well, okay, so they knew his reputation. But the pit of despair into which they had fallen could not be surmounted. They had been hardy men once, but a year of starvation and fear must have taken its toll. No doubt their fear was made stronger by the presence of the Nazgûl, but I can understand the draw of even the faintest of hopes in the dark pit. The Thandrim surrendered to the Ugrukhôr. Durthang was lost. Yeah, something like that. The story seems to resume in its Ilion. The Thandrim cast aside their weapons, and beneath Ugrukhôr's watchful gaze, they marched to the Morannon, now held by the orcs. The gate opens. 60 men, all that remain of the Thandrim, pass through the gate. At a signal from Ugrukhôr, the archers on the walls fill the air with death. Now that sounds like Ugrukhôr to the T. All the Thandrim were slain, save one. Well, obviously the survivor and his ancestor. Why, you vile creature! They passed the Black Gate, unharmed. I promised nothing afterwards. Why, let me live! Go to your white city. Tell them a new captain rules the pit. So, alright, Durthang, I guess, is black shield. So Durthang might mean, well, black pit. No, I think Moria, though, means black pit. Or, well, okay, in black speech it might mean that. And so Durthang, or it could be Black Fang, saying that it's the Fang of Mordor, or something like that. In that case, I could see why it might be considered mockery. That is the story of the Thandrim Pineveer. Only Halanan survived, and his account is kept in the archives of Minas Tirith. It is Trenarn Bronad, the survivor's tale. I say the tale is ended, but that is not truly so, Pineveer. Helanan's descendants, the sons of the survivor, did not forget the Thandrim. Neither did Ugrukhôr forget them. The years and the centuries passed. From time to time, scouts from the White City will find that Ugrukhôr had been in Gondor. He had left one of the cloven shields of the Thandrim behind. They were reminders of his cruelty, as if he needed reminders. Even now, 1,000 years later, he leaves them still. Ah, the cruel history of Durthang. Pretty much classic Ugrukhôr then.
And so it was that only one of the Thandrim came alive out of Mordor that day.
Halanan survived, but he was ever changed, and he swore to avenge his fallen friends and kin. He never did, but on his deathbed he asked his sons to remember what happened at Durthang, and to swear that they would do what he had not. But the years passed, and the sons became fathers, and their sons became fathers, and they told the story of the Thandrim, but they did nothing to avenge them. It seemed that Mordor and Ugrukhôr would escape judgment. But then it happened, Pineveer. The host of the West arose and defeated Sauron's armies in battle. The borders of Mordor were breached. Sauron was destroyed. Can this be anything other than the vengeance of the Thandrim, long delayed, but finally delivered? I have a feeling it was vengeance for a lot more people than them, but I'm sure they're included on the list. Very much likely included on the list. Ooh, there is some Light of Erendil on here.
Ugrukhôr betrayed the Thandrim more than 1,000 years ago, but my heart tells me that he lives still.
Oh yeah, he lives. I can assure you that he's still alive. Well, unless all this mess killed him somehow, but I wouldn't place bets on that. Ugrukhôr betrayed the Thandrim more than 1,000 years ago, but my Bart tells me that he still lives, either through some dark art of Sauron's or some other vile sorcery. Whatever the means of his persistence, I'm glad of it, for it means he will know who is responsible for his undoing. But worry not, I have not abandoned my caution, as I know Rogrim feared. I do not want to ruin this with haste. I have seen orcs on the walls of Durthang, but not so many as must be stationed here during the war. I think Durthang does not have as many defenses as the orcs want us to think. Let us enter the fortress and see what's going on inside Pineveer. Defeat enemies inside Durthang, and if there are any prisoners in the dungeons, we should set them free. They may know where I can find Ugrukhôr. Defeat orcs and find Ugrukhôr. Will we succeed at this? We'll have to find that out in the next episode of Pinely Plays a Stout Minstrel.